Think about a president, in this case, President Bukele, the president of El Salvador. He takes Bitcoin, he takes the economy, the El Salvadorian economy, and he throws it in and YOLOs it into Bitcoin. This is a high risk, high reward play. What's good, y'all? It's your boy FrankieT, and we are out here today. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. As we all know, it is the first cryptocurrency to be adopted as legal tender in the country, which that country is El Salvador. El Salvador has marked history in the cryptocurrency space, and I'm pretty excited to see what's to happen here. As I've mentioned in my previous video about Bitcoin, and I'm just going to talk about in this video the potential, go more in depth of the potential dangers and the potential positives, because this is a huge gamble that President Bukele, that's the president of El Salvador, is putting the El Salvadorian economy in. So I'm just going to start with, first off, why this is happening. So for those of you guys don't know, around the world, the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. A lot of currencies are either pegged to the US dollar, or there are countries that straight outright use the US dollar, like I believe Panama does, and El Salvador being one of those countries as well. And back in 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic, we all know, those of us in the US, the Fed printed out a whole bunch of money, stimulus checks to the people in the US, but these countries that do use the US dollar did not get these stimulus payments or any of that. So not only did they not get these stimulus payments, but they also seen a drop in their purchasing power because of the added printing of money. So President Bukele has taken things into his own hands and wanted to find a way that the country does not have to rely on the United States and be so dependent and becoming a victim of what the Fed is doing with their currency and fiat currencies and whatnot, affecting the world. And this is the whole point Bitcoin is made, to decentralize finance. So this is something really big that's happening. This is the literal reason why Bitcoin was made. 70% of people in El Salvador do not have a bank account. So a lot of the transactions that even go on in El Salvador are simply made through, apps exchanging Bitcoin and whatnot to the people, the locals and whatnot. So bank accounts aren't really something that a lot of the people have already had anyways, and they used Bitcoin a lot for their stuff. So President Bukele believes that using Bitcoin as legal tender, having Bitcoin as legal tender, can help stimulate a lot of things. So as far as stimulating goes, President Bukele has begun incentivizing people, especially people who have crypto entrepreneurs or Bitcoin billionaires or whatnot. He is incentivizing these people to move over to El Salvador because he mentions there is no property tax. And he also mentions because Bitcoin is now legal tender in the country, there will be no capital gains tax. So, if the currency, you exchange your money to Bitcoin and you're in the country and you see appreciation in Bitcoin, you won't have to pay any kind of capital gains tax. Whereas if you were here in the US, you would have to pay capital gains on those taxes and whatnot. So it's a lot of, incentivizing, they're giving $30 in worth of Bitcoin to the people in El Salvador to kind of help stimulate and encourage and then incentivize people to start using the app Chivo, which is what they'll be using to exchange this money and whatnot. So with that being said, a lot of, articles are, from what I've been reading, they're projecting that, who knows, maybe El Salvador may become the Bitcoin capital of the world, because a lot of crypto billionaires, may move over to El Salvador, or Bitcoin miners will move over to El Salvador to take advantage of these, good incentive visions or whatever made by the president to, help stimulate and get people to use more of this Bitcoin, of Bitcoin. He's talked about, you know, if you invest 3 Bitcoins, which is roughly about $150,000-$60,000 at the time of me recording this video, they will give you permanent residency. So I don't know if anybody was planning to go to El Salvador and live there, but if you were planning on, there's some information for you. But but aside from that though, I mean, there's just a lot of great catalysts. I mean, we also have the geothermal energy, again, from the volcanoes that are out there. A lot of Bitcoin miners can be incentivized to come there, again, with all these things that are put in place for these people, for these crypto miners and crypto billionaires and whatnot, Bitcoin billionaires too specifically, to be able to come to the country and mine and do things and, you know, have these tax incentives and whatnot. But again, this is leading me now to the last thing, which I mentioned in my previous video, the dangers that can be with Bitcoin and having it as legal tender. I mean, I just want to hit you guys with some perspective here really quick. I mean, think about here in the US, you have $10,000, you want to throw that in Bitcoin. You decide, I mean, if Bitcoin drops and you lose all your money, whatever, I can still live because it was only $10,000 that I put into this currency or to this cryptocurrency, and I lost it. You know, you YOLO'd into it and you lost it. Whatever, you're cool, that's fine. Think about that on a national scale. Think about the president, in this case, President Bukele, the president of El Salvador. He takes Bitcoin, he takes the economy, the El Salvadorian economy, and he throws it in and YOLOs it into Bitcoin. This is a high risk, high reward play, because I mean, the high reward being that, you know, Bitcoin can continue going up in prices. Say it hits $500,000, for example, or $1 million, which I think is going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen. When? I don't know, but I feel like that will happen. The country will flourish because they're using Bitcoin as legal tender. So a lot of people, if they have held their Bitcoins, they're holding Bitcoins and they have it in reserves, they can see the price of that Bitcoin going up, and they don't have to pay any capital gains on that Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of like an investment in itself. Whereas on the flip side, if it drops, because we know how Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin can go from 60,000 at the time of me recording this video, it's around 52, 53,000. This thing can drop down to like 40,000 in a day, you know, if it wanted to. Like it really moves crazy. So if in fact this really happens, I mean, hey, we just may not know what may happen. My light just went off over there, so if the lighting's a little bad, that's why. But so that's one of the things to kind of take note of, you know, kind of see what will happen in the future. You know, I'm praying for El Salvador. Hopefully things go really well for this, because again, this is something that has never happened before. So a lot of countries are paying a lot of attention to this. And if this works really well, we can start to see countries start to adopt this. I mean, we're already hearing if Panama is trying to do the same thing that El Salvador is doing right now. So we can really start to see countries, I mean, if El Salvador might be the pioneer of this of crypto really being adopted. And who knows, maybe altcoins may start to be adopted too as well. Who knows? We can see what may happen, but I'm really excited because this is a shift that's happening in the world, and you know, we're going to be at the forefront of it here. But I'm gonna end that video here. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna again pay attention to what's going on. If you learned some different perspectives from this video, my other light just went off again. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know, we talk about everything money, finance, and mindset. So if you're interested in any of those things, again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Peace.
Hey, T-Mills, hey, I need that guap in my hand. 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 I need that guap in my hand.